Welcome to Nintendo Cartridge Society. My name is Patrick Ellers, and I am joined, as I am always joined, by my co-host, Mark Mitchell. Mark, how's it going?
It's going great. I mean, is this an episode of Nintendo Cartridge Society, or is this just a programming update to let you know
it's a little bit of a programming update,
to let you
yes.
know that this isn't an episode? What you're listening to is not an episode.
Right, and so if you're looking at what appears to be the episode
It's
in
not.
your podcatcher, it's not. You'll also notice it's like, I don't know, 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
This is me guessing. I don't know.
We haven't recorded it yet.
Yeah,
we're
we
in the
are
process.
recording it currently.
Yes.
This non-episode. What the programming update that we're here to discuss, of course, is that Nintendo has announced a direct for Friday, September 12th, 6 a.m. Pacific time. And so, Mark, you and I will not, we were like, we could do an episode now, or like do an episode of predictions or whatever. And it's like, that's an episode that'll be relevant for 30 seconds.
Right. So this episode, which is not an episode, is
non-episode.
to tell you that there will be an episode on Friday.
Also,
after
arguably
the
only
direct.
only relevant for like 36 hours.
But that's
or
why
so.
this is going to be so short. We
Yeah.
don't know how long, but it's going to be tiny.
Right. So small.
Yeah.
And not an episode.
Not an episode.
So but obviously we will be back to discuss what we now understand to be a 60-minute long September Nintendo Direct
Oh, I love it.
on the eve of Super Mario Brothers 40th anniversary.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like the earliest rumor of this Direct was that it was going to be like Mario 40th focused, and
Sure.
that
And
there,
it
and that
could
there were going to
be.
be a new Super Mario Brother game collection, right?
Yes, although I do feel like some of the like the new Super Mario Brothers, like that series.
Yeah,
right, is what
yeah.
you're saying. I do feel so there was like a mock-up of a like box art for it that was like pretty quickly debunked as not real.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was like a real rumor or if it was What is the distinction?
Right. Like all the best Nintendo rumor stuff, it's like someone was faking some part of it, possibly all parts of it, and now we don't know what to believe. And also, like Nintendo did like properly celebrate the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers in 2020. Sort of celebrated it the 30th anniversary with the release of Mario Maker. But that really felt like more of like, oh, we're doing Mario Maker, which is a perfect way to like celebrate Mario history anyway. 25th anniversary, they put Mario All-Stars on a disc for the Wii. And then I think prior to that, probably nothing, right?
Yeah, probably nothing.
So it would be strange for them to not acknowledge it at all. The Mario 35th anniversary direct was 16 minutes long. 1-6. This direct that we're about to take in here is an hour long.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely don't expect it to all be Mario related.
Yeah.
It would make sense to me if they do make this new Super Mario Brothers collection as a Switch title that, of course, can be played on your Switch
Of
too.
course,
But
yeah.
just like another thing, another game out there for Switch owners.
Overall, do you expect to see like a split between Switch and Switch 2 stuff, or like are we thinking that this is going to be mostly Switch 2? Like we've known for a while what like the rest of this year is going to look like, right? Like they laid it out pretty well during the Switch 2 like big blowout. But like or are we going to be living are there more surprises for this year? Is it all like next year stuff? Like what is even the shape of this thing?
Yeah, Metroid Prime 4 release date
Gotta
for
be.
November. That's my guess.
Okay, for November.
Or,
Okay.
or early December.
Mhm.
But I think November. I think it can share with Kirby Air Riders. And then I think we're going to see Splatoon Raiders.
Yep.
I think we're going to get more information on that. And I think that'll come
Splatoon Raiders, by the way, is the only Nintendo game that we've heard about since that big Switch 2 blowout. It's the only new game that we've heard about since then.
And I think that will be like first half of 2026.
Sure, like April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what else to expect. 60 minutes is so much time to fill.
It's a lot of time. Do we think... I mean, there are other things that we need to check in on, of course, like Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life, right?
Yeah.
That we saw in the direct the week before the Switch 2 presentation. But then, yeah, like for me, as always, I'm excited for the surprises, for the things that I can't get ahead of, that I can't anticipate, that don't plot neatly onto my chart of things where I'm like, we know they've been working on this, But also, I will say that if I have to like put forth a prediction, and look, this is not a predictions episode because it's not an episode.
No, it's
But Mark Fire Emblem, it's time.
oh, I was gonna say the same thing.
right?
It's been 2 years.
It's been 2 years. And we knew Engage had been in the can for like a year before they put it out. So it's time. And also there were like rumors of remakes of like Genealogy of the Holy War and some of the other ones. So I think it is time that there's a Fire Emblem of some sort.
Do you want to guess if it's going to be a Switch 2 exclusive?
No, I don't. I don't want to guess that. Cause do you have a guess or a thought?
I don't. I have no idea. I'm hoping that this direct will give us a little bit more insight into how we can expect like Nintendo to handle cross-generation stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder if it really is just going to be that for a while they're putting out Switch and Switch 2 versions of game, right?
Or is it going to be because like you said, we have Tamagotchi Life and Rhythm Heaven, and those, God bless them, are maybe not Tamagotchi Life to some audiences, but like Rhythm Heaven, that's a B tier title, arguably C tier title.
I think Tomodachi Life is as well. I mean, like it has its fans, of course, but yeah.
And so I wonder if what we will, because obviously Pokemon Legends and Metroid Prime 4 are like big games that are
Yes.
cross generation, but it wouldn't totally surprise me if everything else that Nintendo puts out for the Switch audiences is kind of that like B tier level that we saw in 2024.
Yeah.
And that, they've kind of announced so far. And the heavy hitters get prioritized for Switch 2 going forward.
Yeah, well, and like I could just see them being like, well, what does it make sense for us to develop these games for? And obviously something like a Pokemon Legends game where like Pokemon is always sort of like pushing up against like the bounds of, what they can convincingly pull off on Switch anyway. That should be there should be a Switch 2 version of that. Maybe it should just release on Switch 2, but it's Pokemon, so like come on. And then like Ditto Metroid, I think they're kind of like we can't orphan our poor Metroid on
that we announced in 2019,
right? That has
for
to be
the
on
Switch,
both, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right that there is like I could see like a sort of bifurcating of the development of games being like these are Switch games, these are Switch 2 games, and that they stop sort of like doing cross generational releases of individual games.
That's how they've handled, that's how they've handled when they're sunsetting one platform before, right? Like when they were sunsetting the 3DS, they were putting out ports and
Samus Returns, baby.
Yeah, like Luigi's Mansion
Right.
remake and like that sort of stuff. And that's my expectation for what the Switch will continue to see. And that going forward, anything that's like Nintendo top tier is going to be Switch 2 exclusive. But maybe we'll find out that that's not correct.
Do you think there's a possibility that we see any older Switch games getting a Switch 2 version with like expansion stuff in it announced at this direct?
Yeah,
Or are they done with that? Do you think they were like, we do Jamboree, we do Kirby, and like that's it?
genuinely, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Nintendo may have done those as kind of like filler titles. Do you know what I mean? And
Sure,
then they
yeah.
just did a couple and they don't need it anymore. But on the other hand, like could we see a Smash Ultimate with
Well, right.
You,
Smash Ultimate is a good test case for that. Yeah.
with some with like all the, I don't know, what would a Switch 2 edition
I don't
of
know.
like Smash Ultimate be?
Because I don't think they would do it with all the DLC characters included.
No, I mean the Breath of the Wild Switch 2 edition seems to say that would not be the case. But I'm trying to think like what games could they do that for? What games?
Luigi's Mansion 3.
I think we're due for a new Luigi's Mansion. That would not surprise me if it's
That's a great point.
if it's announced.
Also, there's they remade the original Luigi's Mansion for a 3DS. Like we could get that on Switch as well. But yeah, I don't. I hope they are done with the like Switch 2 edition
Plus
whatever
$20 for this bonus content thing.
unless they do a Smash Brothers and it's Fighters Pass Volume 3.
Oh, that's interesting.
That like the only way to get the Volume 3 fighters would be by playing it on Switch 2.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That would be enough. I also think I was thinking about this earlier, and I think Nintendo should have dropped the price of Super Mario Party Jamboree and Kirby and the Forgotten Land to $40 on on Switch, and then made the upgrade $20, and just done that.
Yeah, $80 is a lot.
$80 is so much money for
for
those.
both those games.
And like, I'm a little bit underwhelmed by Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus Starcross Worlds, and like the Jamboree TV, the way that like the content in the two like chunks of games are like totally sequestered from each other with like kind of a clumsy menu in between them. I think it's maybe a worse package than it was on its own. I just feel like they shouldn't have charged $80 for those games. That feels like a mistake,
Yeah.
especially in retrospect now.
Yeah. But, I guess the other type of Nintendo Switch 2 editions are the ones we saw with Breath of the Wild and with Tears of the Kingdom, where they didn't add any additional content. They're just like
way better performance.
they're just way better performance.
And only $10
yeah,
for
that's
the
true.
upgrade. So like that's the and but hey, if we wanted to compromise and say that we're dropping the price of Kirby and Jamboree down to $50 with a $20 upgrade path, so that if you're buying it fresh, it's a $70. Like, okay, for whatever reason, 80 is just like, what are you? Come on,
I know.
guys, come on.
Well, do you think I saw one of the rumors that's going around is because of Super Mario Brothers 40th anniversary that it's like, oh, there'll be a Switch 2 version of Super Mario Brothers Wonder. And that game, like,
interesting.
could there be additional content for that
Sure.
becomes like, that extra $20 upgrade?
Right, which could like that actually seems like a pretty like obvious kind of, you just add like a new, are they kingdoms? What are they?
Yeah,
That
worlds.
map is pretty continuous, so like I wonder where you would put that. But yeah, I mean that's I guess my lack of imagination before. They could do a Super Mario Odyssey Switch 2 edition, right? Like add another kingdom to that. You just fly to another place on the Odyssey.
I'm hoping to see something Zelda.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
oh, but I guess we still need a date for Hyrule Warriors. Don't let that be the
know.
Zelda thing. Right, we need a date for that. We don't know when that's coming out.
Just this winter, Mark.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Just this winter. Okay, well that's more than 10 minutes. Of us
Yeah,
talking about this.
any more, this becomes an episode.
And this is not an episode.
Can't stress that enough.
But
we'll see you Friday.
We'll see you Friday
for that episode. Super excited. Great opportunity to get in our Discord because a 60-minute direct. We're going to be talking about that, baby.
Yeah, we are. So email us, Nintendo Cartridge Society
at gmail.com.
Do you think we get any like teasing of the new Mario movie or like Zelda movie stuff?
Oh God, I hope not.
60 minutes is enough time.
I hope not.
They got a new console to sell, right?
Yeah,
like they
exactly.
just stay on games.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't do that to us. Zelda especially no, because I don't think they've started principal photography or anything.
Sure, but like we only know 2 cast members of that movie.
Yeah, but the Mario movies, that comes out next year, right? The sequel.
I guess
don't do that to us. I don't. No, let's not put that out into the world.
Okay, great. So we're going to retract any like Chris Pratt related predictions.
Yeah, make that its own direct.
I wish they would, but man, last time they did not.
Yeah, they'd love to sneak it in there. Well, we'll see.
Okay, if during the direct, and again, if we talk too much longer, this becomes an episode. If during the direct Miyamoto appears and like is staring straight down the camera, are we in for excitement or trouble?
It could be either Pikmin related,
yeah,
or it could be
something exciting,
yeah, or it could be like Super Mario Brothers movie related.
Trouble.
Do you know what is funny about this not an episode is that we often talk about how when we're not recording the show, we're still talking about Nintendo. And this is kind of an insight into it where we just can't stop.
Right. Yeah. It's like, we know that we should be done.
Yeah.
Because we're going to record another episode. In fact, an episode on Friday.
Right.
But just got all these. The mind, it
reels.
It reels and it's just full of possibility.
Yeah.
a September Direct is something that happens essentially every year. Didn't happen last year. But like, it feels like such a predictable, reliable thing, and yet I was kind of like, does it happen this year?
Yeah, totally. Well, because the Switch 2, threw everything off their
Yes.
normal marketing beats. But yeah, I mean, old, reliable September Direct. And, having 2 days before a Direct, it really feels like.
Oh yeah, we can just luxuriate in the moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just feels like Christmas, where it's like there's so much promise, there's so much to look forward to
Yeah.
in that Nintendo Direct.
Any third party stuff you think we're gonna see here?
I think Capcom could show up because Capcom has not shown up for the Switch 2.
Oh yeah.
And
Well, like it's Street Fighter, but yeah.
yeah, and I think it's going to be, Port City, but hopefully there's some Resident Evil ports.
There's a new Monster Hunter Stories game, right?
Oh, you're right. They did announce that.
Did they announce that for Switch 2 or for Switch?
Where did that? No. That was announced in the partner showcase.
Okay,
that
it
they had
was,
not
yes.
that long ago.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so Capcom showing up a little bit.
You're right.
In some
You're
way.
right. I'm besmirching the good. This is why we should end this episode. Which is not an episode.
Right. This episode is not an episode.
Yeah, so
but it will be ending shortly after I mentioned Hades 2. Because I think
interesting.
I'm always hopeful that on the day of a Nintendo Direct there is something available now.
Mm-hmm.
And I had been carrying the torch for like Metroid Prime 4 is going to get a September release date. I feel like we're too far into September for that to really happen.
I don't think they'll shadow drop it.
I don't think they will. But Hades 2,
that would be big.
That'd be they could go version 1.0 on that and release it on Friday.
Yeah,
and then I know what I'm doing all weekend. So, just the only other thing to Prime for it. So Metroid Prime Remastered, they did shadow drop that digitally with a physical release a couple weeks later. Do we think that's like outside of the realm of possibility?
I do.
For 4?
I do. I think that was a really fun surprise for a remaster, right?
Yes.
But I think Metroid Prime 4 is too big of a deal for them to do something like that. To me, doing that for Metroid Prime 4 would feel kind of like desperate, like the Sega Saturn, like it's available now.
Yeah.
Where I think they'll let Metroid Prime 4 kind of like have its moment, and I think it needs that build up in those previews and all of that to like build the hype that I think, because I think they want Metroid Prime. I think they want Metroid to like grow beyond the growth that they saw for Dread, and I think you need that hype cycle in order for that to be accomplished. Like you need those previews, you need people to be excited for it, you need people talking about how much they love opening the doors using the mouse controls, you know,
using Samus's psychic abilities to
exactly.
open doors. I just worry that like the writing is on the wall and that like at best a Metroid game sells 3 million copies.
Yeah, I think that Prime has a much higher ceiling, has the potential for a much higher ceiling. A Prime
that just
game
has not been tested.
That just hasn't been tested in a while. Because before Dread, Prime was like the best-selling. Prime 1 was the best-selling Metroid like thing, and then those games got progressively worse, and so
and made progressively less sense. Like putting the third one on Wii, where it's like what do you think the audience is for this game / what do you think the audience is for this system, right?
Yeah. But I think the potential is there for Prime 4 to be the biggest Metroid thing, because I think the 2D games, there's always going to be like a ceiling. And I think we've seen this with, oh my gosh, here we go. I think we've seen this with Mario, right? It used to be the 2D Mario.
Right.
Even this was like in the Wii era, so like 20 years ago at this point. Less than that, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2D Mario was the
19 years ago.
It was like the best-selling Mario type.
Right.
And because there was a
New Super Mario Brothers Wii sold way more than Galaxy.
Yeah, like there was a limited audience for 3D platformers. But that has completely flipped as people grew up playing 3D platformers, and now Odyssey is the biggest thing, and Wonder it has sold very well, but not as well as like Odyssey did. And I think that a very similar thing is possible with Metroid, where it's like Dread is going to have its limit. Those like 2D Metroidvanias are going to have its limits, but people in general audiences love 3D gaming. It's what they expect, and so
Right,
I
and
think
first-person gaming at that. Like that's what like Minecraft primarily is, right?
so. I think that Prime has the potential to be very big if it's any good.
And I just hope it's any good.
Yeah.
All right. Is that genuinely it? Mario Kart DLC?
We can't go there. Not now. Not now. Not in this not an episode.
Okay. This not an episode is now twice as long as we said it was going to be. So, Mark, let's say goodbye and we'll see you on Friday.
Bye.